From small-town Oakfield, Iowa with a population of less than 300.
But soon they will be practicing in their brand new facility being built on the north end of campus.
Receive financial aid. Let's see how.
Emma Rounds takes a look at the progress on the new gymnastics facility.
And while it may be cold outside, the storm we're heating up here in Coles Fieldhouse. Kennedy went around campus asking students and faculty what it means for this school.
Welcome back to SCTV. I'm Kennedy Moore.
And I'm Rob Howes.
This will be our last episode before winter break, but don't worry, we have a lot more coming next semester.
Our first story today is a student feature on up-and-coming singer Aiden Flathers. Let's take a look.
From small-town Oakfield, Iowa with a population of less than 300 to getting thrown on stage in front of thousands, Simpson sophomore Aiden Flathers is not your typical college student, as he spends his weeknights with a guitar on his lap strumming melodies and his weekends performing at venues all across the state of Iowa. Flathers was gifted a guitar at 7 years old. He didn't start to sing, however, until 11 years later during his first ever concert, which coincided with his opportunity to perform with country singer Chase Rice at Guthrie River Ruckus.
It was kind of just out of the blue. Like, I think a lot of it was adrenaline. It wasn't planned. I was just there for a show and just Saturday night in the summer. I was just trying to have fun. And it was a lot to take in. There's a lot of people out there, as most people have ever seen out on the stage before. There's thousands. You know, I wasn't even doing music at the time, really, like singing in front of people. So it was kind of just like, wow.
Since this chanced moment 3 years ago, Flathers has taken the once small hobby head on and is now cementing it into his identity. He taught himself the majority of everything he knows, including writing a handful of original songs. Flathers posts these songs on social media, garnering over 17,000 likes on TikTok alone, including one that's received nearly 50,000 views. However, his performances extend far beyond that, as he books every weekend he can to perform at venues of all sizes across the state.
Like, I played to some bigger venues, of course, and those are fun. It's a lot more people. Sometimes I played to some smaller dive bars where there's not too many people. Like, I feel really grateful that there's even people there to listen. So I try to take advantage of that and tell my stories and sing songs that mean something to me.
Flathers highlighted that he chooses to live in the present and is just seeing where this all takes him. However, he emphasized that music is where his heart truly lies and that he doesn't want to live with any regrets.
Dreaming big, I try to shoot for the stars, and like, I don't want to like shortchange myself, and I want to like obviously be the best I can be and reach my max potential. So like, I would like to go on, I don't really know what it means either to make it, I guess, but like, I would like to tour across the United States or like go down to Des Moines and play at the Casey Center or something like that. But I just try to like just be present where I'm at and just really be grateful for how the opportunities that have been placed in front of me and what I get to do what I do.
Whether Flathers' journey started as a kid unwrapping a guitar on Christmas or just a couple of years ago when he was picked from a crowd of thousands to perform with a festival headliner, one thing isn't arguable. Simpson students have a good chance at being able to say that they went to college with the famous country singer Aiden Flathers.
I'd probably tell 6-year-old Aiden standing in the living room holding an acoustic guitar in his underwear and a cowboy hat, I'd probably tell him to just keep playing and don't worry about what other people think, because that's just kind of with all things in life. There's going to be, you know, haters and stuff like that, but just like if you're really passionate about it and you enjoy doing it and keep working at it, and the rest will fall into place.
For SCTV, I'm Savannah Richardson.
It's amazing to see Simpson students being super successful. In our next story, Emma Rounds takes a look at the progress on the new gymnastics facility.
I'm here inside of Coles Fieldhouse, where Simpson's gymnastics team currently practices. But soon they will be practicing in their brand new facility being built on the north end of campus. Construction on the facility began in May and is expected to be completed by mid-December. The $2.75 million project is fully funded by donor support.
Having an actual facility with real gym equipment and a full floor and full equipment for both men's and women's gymnastics is going to be huge, because recruits will come in and see that and know that they have a space dedicated to just training.
The new space will not only provide upgraded equipment, but also help attract future athletes to the growing program.
Community-wise, we're going to start a recreational program. That's our plan. So for like, you know, the younger kiddos, pre-K classes, grade school classes, things like that. So there's not a gymnastics facility in Indianola. There's a tumbling center. We're excited to, you know, create those ties with the community and bring in kids who hopefully, you know, will be Simpson fans for years to come after that.
The coach hopes the new building will not only strengthen the current program, but also become a place where local families can connect with the sport, inspiring future Storm gymnasts.
I think we're just all excited because it's a huge program that we started 4 years ago, because there's only about 80 schools that do gymnastics. So I think it brings a lot of people in, and it shows how important and how much it takes for this sport with the new facility coming in.
The new building is expected to be finished in January for the spring semester, giving Simpson's gymnastics team and the community something to look forward to. I'm Emma Rounds reporting from Simpson College.
This year, Simpson has applied federal regulations on financial aid. Kennedy went around campus asking students and faculty what it means for this school.
Course Program of Study, or CPOS, is a newly adopted federal regulation that affects how students receive financial aid. Let's see how.
As students continue to work with faculty, they are beginning to learn and understand CPOS here on campus.
So I found out about it probably mid-September, early October, when I had my advisor meeting. I didn't really know what it was before, but that's kind of when I discovered that I have to be graduating earlier since I didn't have enough classes to take for the next year.
Essentially, at the end of the day, the federal government doesn't want to provide, or the state government doesn't want to provide any financial aid to students for classes that are not part of your general education, which is the Simpson core. Any Simpson requirements, which include May term or 128 credits, are required to graduate, majors, minors, certifications, or endorsements.
The CPOS program is loosely built. It will not be turned on until you declare a major, allowing you the liberal arts experience to explore while still receiving financial aid. 12 aid-eligible credits are required to be a full-time student and receive financial aid. Simpson aid is not impacted by this policy. Juniors and seniors are heavily affected by CPOS as they reach 90 credits. Freshmen and sophomores can take this as an opportunity to start planning and preparing. Reaching out to your advisors is the best idea if you want to stay ahead of CPOS.
Talk it through with advisors and really just try to take a deep breath. I needed to do that when I found out because I was rushing to try and do all of these things at once. So definitely just taking a deep breath and realizing that this could be a good plan and you'll have a good future ahead of you with it.
Students coming in with more credits have to have that discussion sooner.
I feel like it's bad for those who take community college courses before they come to college, because for me, I took a lot of community college courses, so it kind of put me ahead and I didn't realize that. And so I feel with the right education for students, it can be good, but in other cases, it kind of just pushes them to finish their college career very soon.
I mean, at the end of the day, our goal is that you leave college not borrowing so much that you're drowning when you're done.
It's allowing Simpson to really refocus and shift, and how are we going to do things going forward, and how are we going to get students through quicker, and I mean, all of those things are responding to needs that we need to be doing anyway.
I do like the plan now that I've created it and kind of figured it out. I think it's nice just so I don't have to spend another year's worth of loans or anything like that. But I am kind of sad that I'll miss out on some other activities for senior year, but I am happy about it now.
Faculty is working together to ensure that students have the best experience possible by receiving the financial aid they need, taking the classes they want, and having a plan for their future. People are always available if you have questions regarding CPOS.
CPOS scores are constantly being ran, allowing students time until January to meet with their advisors, talk to financial aid, and figure out a plan if they are in a CPOS situation. Reporting for SCTV, I'm Kennedy Moore.
Not a lot is happening right now for Storm Sports, but Rob was there to capture the action this past weekend for the women's basketball team.
The Simpson women's basketball team started off conference play today here against Loris. And while it may be cold outside, the Storm were heating up here in Coles Fieldhouse. This one started off a bit slow as neither team could establish any momentum on offense. But if you've ever watched Storm women's basketball, you know the brand. Full court defense and raining threes, both of which were in full force tonight. The Storm started to pull away in the second quarter, shooting an astounding 91% from the field, taking a 12-point lead into the half, and they were just getting started. The Dewhawks kept it close through the third, but the Storm were unstoppable towards the end of this one. Senior Maddox DeVault finished with a game high of 20 points, knocking down 5 of the team's 11 three-pointers, 4 of which came in the second half, as the Storm went on to beat the Dewhawks 87-59.
I think a big thing that we wanted to carry over from the first half was just our intensity in the press and on defense in general. They started hitting some threes, so we had to adjust to that. But I think a big thing and a big part of our identity as a team this year is our intensity in the press and getting steals and stuff out of that, and that defense turns into offense and points on the offensive side. We've had some tough non-conference games that have, prepared us for this time now. So we were all just really excited coming into this game, and we knew that we could get the W, so we just had to execute, and that's what we did. I think just the diversity in our scoring is something that we showed tonight, and that is going to be big moving forward. If everyone's a threat on the floor and everyone can score, teams are going to have a hard time stopping us.
The Storm will be back in action right here in Coles Fieldhouse next Saturday, December 13th, against the Buena Vista Beavers. With SCTV, I'm Rob Howes. You can keep up with all of Storm sports throughout winter break on the Simpson Athletics website.
Also, make sure you check out ID Magazine's new release.
I know you'll be missing us over winter break, but we'll be right back here in 2026.
I'm Kennedy Moore.
And I'm Rob Howes. Roll Storm!